Hello everyone. We are here today on our webinar on how to start an online business. I'm very excited to have you here. But before we get started, I probably would like to see if you can hear me okay and if you can see me fine. So if you can, just please make a comments here below where the questions sections is. That way I will know that you're listening to me, that you can see my screen as well, and we'll be getting ready to start. Okay, so well, all the people start joining, so I can see there's probably nearly 10 people already here, but all I wanted to do is just wait for a couple of minutes more, see who else will join in here. So before we get started, in the meantime, I will tell you a little bit of my story. So I'm an engineer by trade. So I started industrial engineer, which is basically a process engineering and business as well afterwards. So I did a master's degree on business and other things included, as well as logistics and supply chain and other things. So I got hooked up with the internet world probably 2 years ago. And I decided to just keep going with it. So it's been an amazing experience so far. But I created a program, and which is part of the 3 Steps Business, a Success Path program, which is all the steps that we are going to be talking about today here in this webinar. I'll include it in that program. And what it is that there are 2 ways to create a business, and one of them is the disorganized way, and the other one is the organized way. So what I did when I started was doing it in the disorganized way. What happens is very simple. So you start seeing so much information out there, and you join one course or the other and so on. And what happens is that a lot of the times they only focus on one thing, which is internet marketing or how to promote online, but they never teach you all the basics that you need to know to actually create a business. So the basics are simple: create a business plan, know your financials, know your target market, know who you're going to be talking to, know what you're going to sell, and just get started that way. So the basics of a business, which is cash flow, all those kind of things. So through all my studies in university and all these, you actually learn all those kind of things, but what happens, they never teach you how to implement it into creating a business. So they teach you how to go and get a job and actually use them to create value for a company, but they never teach you to create value for yourself and to create a business on what you like, on something that you would like to do. So when I started with the online businesses and websites and stuff, I came across multiple opportunities. A lot of them were basically affiliate marketing, which is they pay you a commission on what you earn for them, but it's still, at the end of the day, you're working for somebody, just promoting somebody's work. But at the end of the day, you're not promoting yourself as an authority and yourself as a valuable product. So as part of all those experiences and as part of all the different trainings that I went to, live events, offline events, online events, webinars, downloaded ebooks, and etc. So I've consumed a lot of information about online businesses, and I put it in a way that is it's organized. So that's what this is all about. So the 3 Steps Business and the Success Path program is basically the organized way to create a business. So this is what I want to show you today. I want to share with you basically 3 things. The very first one is how the internet is being an enabler to create a business to these days, and also how is that process that you need to follow to start your online business. So this process is an offline process at first, because you need to create a plan and you need to do all these kind of things that are offline before you actually create a website. A lot of people, they teach the other way around. They teach you create a website straight away and then you figure it out. But that's the wrong way to do it, because you don't know who are you talking to. You are wasting time writing articles, you're wasting time doing all these kind of things, and it becomes actually a burden and a challenge for you, because you don't see it succeed. And it's simple, you don't know what you're doing, right? So what I'm doing here is I'm going to show you step by step what you will have to do, and also at the end I will give you the tools that you need to get started. So at the end of this webinar, you're going to be able to download all this information as well, and I'm going to give you a special access to the first step of the program, which you will see once we get started during the webinar. And you're going to have that access for free, but I won't give you access right now for it, because it's gonna defeat the purpose of you understanding what you will have to do first, and then moving on into that step, which is an idea development step. So we'll get right into it. So that's my experience, that's what I do, and this is what we're gonna do here today. See the organized way on how to start an online business and how you can do it today yourself. So let's get started. I have a bit of a presentation here that I want to share with you, and after we do that, we'll get right into the 3 steps that you will need to follow to start your own business. Okay, here we are. So how to start an online business. This is what we're going to talk about today, and this is what I'm going to try to deliver to you. So first of all, I know everyone's time is valuable, and I want to say thank you for being here, because I know how hard at times is to get a 1 hour, 1 hour and a half out of your time to learn something new. And that's why a lot of people fail, and then that's why a lot of people don't get to do things, because simply they think it's too challenging. So thank you very much for being here, and just the fact that you are here is showing that you are ready to take action. So what we're going to do here today is learn basically how the internet is an enabler of business creation, the 3 steps process that you need to start an online business, and the tools required to get it started. So let's dig right into it. So let's talk about the internet as an enabler to create businesses. So first of all, let's talk about a little bit of history. So if you look at the agricultural revolution, the industrial revolution, both of them, they created a massive change within how the human behaves. And basically the reason how this changed, the reason why this changed, it was basically because there was a new tool created for humans to evolve. So if you see, the agricultural revolution was basically when humans moved from being nomads and being hunting to being sedentary and creating civilizations and basically harvesting their own food without the need to move from one place to another. So they created irrigation systems and all these kind of things to evolve that way. Now, jumping now into the industrial revolution, so basically the new tool in there was some machinery, so they will be able to do more with less effort, and also create more value using that machinery. So basically what we had in the agricultural revolution was the new tool to evolve, and in the industrial revolution was exactly the same thing. So right now we are in the information revolution, and this is enabled by the internet. And this is simple because the internet is all about information. Okay, so that's the only reason why you go to the internet, to find information about something that you need. So what triggered the change? As I was saying before, just new tools were created. That's the only reason why we changed. So if we look at the industrial revolution and we compare it with the internet revolution, as we call it, you will realize that that is exactly the same concept, and you will realize that we are actually in a revolution. So Robert E. Lucas, he is a Nobel Prize of economic science, and this this guy, this eminence, really, he's not a guy, he's an eminence. He actually did a study, a very deep study on the Industrial Revolution of what was going on at that time and why people was actually, growing, and how humanity changed at that time. And he found this, like that for the first time in history, the living standards of the masses of ordinary people have begun to undergo sustained growth. So if you can see, it's exactly the same thing that is happening these days. So you can see that normal people can start an online business or start doing things online and easily, you know, get a sustained growth. So it's ordinary people. They're not different to what we are, you and I. So you will see that, for example, internet mature countries have a direct relation with improved standard of living, and this is coming from a research done by McKinsey and Company, which was the very first research about the internet economy. And so you can see the relation with the Industrial Revolution. So this is what is happening these days, and this is an important fact that I want you to understand, because the Industrial Revolution took 50 years to do what the Internet Revolution has taken only 15 years. So you can see how everything has shortened up just by the use of the internet. So the internet economy is an enabler of the evolution of human evolution. So we are in a real revolution right now. So as you can see, it happens what happened with Thomas Edison in 1856. So he marked a completely new era of the Industrial Revolution when he created the light bulb. But he didn't only create the light bulb, and that's some mistake that people take into account all the time. So he didn't only create that, he actually created a whole system of generators and how to store energy to be able to deliver it for the light bulb. So the light bulb was actually the last invention to be able to use the generator. So if you see this statement from Peter Drucker in a book called The Age of Discontinuity, he talks about the information revolution. This was written in the 1960s when he didn't even understand, or he probably couldn't really see all the vast development of the information industry these days. But he compares the information with the generators and electricity, with Thomas Edison. So what he explains is that the generators didn't actually were used properly until 1856 when Thomas Edison created the light bulb. What happens is that without the light bulb, they didn't have energy to be stored for. So that was the difference. So what happens is that at that time when Peter Drucker wrote this book, he didn't know that the internet was coming up, and that was the light bulb for computers. So if you see the internet revolution, so the computers, the tool that we had at that time, for example, in the 1960s when Peter Drucker wrote this book, that is the generator of the Industrial Revolution of Thomas Edison. And then the internet is the light bulb for computers, because if you can see, the internet actually got into use the computers. So when the internet started to evolve, computers evolved. So laptops now are portable. Before we only had desktop computers. Now we have smartphones. Why smartphones are really smart is simply because they can access the internet. If a smartphone can access if a phone can access the internet, it's not really smart at all, unless it can make some calculations, but that's all it is really. So if you can see this, you realize that we are in a revolution these days. Also, businesses are growing at twice the rate of the traditional business. This was also found by McKinsey and Company, and this is businesses that are using the internet. This is businesses that are starting out of nothing, and they are starting to use the internet as the main way to deliver value to their customers. So you can see how bright the future is. And you know what is the best thing? That the internet is still at its infancy. But the really big but is that it's growing very, very rapidly. And we need to take advantage of this very, very quickly before somebody else starts taking advantage and we just stay waiting for it. So there are multiple ways to take advantage of the internet revolution. And there's advertising websites, affiliate marketing, which is what I was saying. They pay you a percentage of your sales. Basically, you're promoting somebody else's product and they'll give you a kickback on that product. Then it's e-commerce sites. Basically, it's an offline model going online, so you can have a vast reach of people. Then it's providing services. You can promote your services online and get a bigger market. Also, you can have membership sites delivering value and charging a monthly fee. Flipping sites, this one is a very interesting one because this is like a renovation business. So they buy websites that they are almost down, or somebody don't want to use them anymore, and they renovate them, they make them better, and then they sell them, they flip them, and they sell them in a different website. So, and the last one, information products. So as you can see, there are multiple ways, but which one to choose? That is the real problem, and that's where a lot of people get confused, because they go astray a lot of the times, because that's the easiest way is to go into affiliate marketing. But what happens when you go into affiliate marketing is that you're going to be spending the same time promoting somebody else's product that you're going to be spending promoting yours. And when you promote your product, you actually create yourself as an authority, and then people will find you as an authority and not just the business owner who you're promoting the product for. So I want you to have a look at this particular triangle, which is the Abraham Maslow hierarchy of needs. And I want to explain this just to illustrate why I recommend you to create an information product business instead of probably combined with other model, instead of starting with affiliate marketing on any other model at first. Creating a product that you can teach something to somebody will take you to the top of this triangle. So if you can see, we have physiological needs, we have safety needs, we have belongingness and love needs, and we have esteem needs. If you go up to there, up to belongingness and love needs, we pretty much have all that covered, and that's all the basic needs if you live in a developed or even in a semi-developed country. So we have greatly exaggerated the risk of sinking without celebrating the value of swimming. And why I'm saying this, that Seth Godin mentioned before, is because when you see all this triangle, we think that we are going to fail. We are very scared of taking a risk of creating our own business or doing something extraordinary to get extraordinary results, simply because we feel unsafe, because we've been conditioned in our minds not to take action and not to do something out of the normal, out of the ordinary, go get a job and then continue your life as it is. But in fact, if you create a business, you will get up into the top of this triangle, which is the esteem needs. So you will have prestige and you will feel accomplished, because you will be accomplishing something that you created of your own knowledge, experiences, talents, and skills, and something that you already have. And also, you will have a self-actualization step in there, which is basically achieving the one's potential, including creative activities. So you will be creative and you will have accomplishment, plus all the different basic needs that you already have sorted, and you think that it's too risky to start a business. But how risky is to sink when you can actually swim? If you know how to swim, you wouldn't sink. That's the difference, and that's what you need to think about when you are starting your own business. Okay, so if we have all our needs sorted, what is next, right? So what is what we're supposed to do next? We have to go up into that triangle to be able to feel fulfilled and to have a very self-fulfillment life, and feel that we are worth something in this world. So it's working towards that ultimate state, which is the top two parts of that triangle, and this includes creativity in our life and helping others with our knowledge. So when you create an information product, an online course, or something similar of the like, and a business around it, you're actually helping others with your knowledge and something that you know, while you're making profit and while you're positioning yourself as an expert. Also, these are the reasons why I focus on information products and an online courses itself. And they're also, this is the most important and the best news of all, is that they are more profitable. If you look selling an online course, and let's say combine this with a membership site versus an advertising website, you realize that if you sell one course at $200, you will have to sell 10 a week to get a revenue of $2,000 a week. And with the vision of a membership site, so that means if you're charging a specific monthly fee after they do the course or something similar, you will multiply that into the revenue. Look, an advertising site, you will have to drive a lot of traffic to be able to get 100 clicks for a week, and also for which they are paying you 20 cents each, which is giving you a revenue of $200. So if you're able to drive a lot of traffic, you probably can have an advertising website. But if not, I strongly suggest you start with an online course, simply because it's easier. Advertising, you probably can go with Google AdSense or other networks, and but again, you're not positioning yourself as an authority, and you're not positioning yourself in that top part of the triangle. All you're doing is promoting for somebody else. So it depends what your goal is, but what we'll be focusing here in this webinar is to the process to create an online course, an online business based on online courses. Although you can use that system, the same process, to create any type of online business. So okay, so what we're going to do here is shaping that experience that you already have into an online course, and that you can sell and you can create a business around it. That's the online business model that we're going to be talking about here. As I said before, you can use it for anything else. So just pay attention, because if you don't want to create an online course, you're still able to create another business or another model using the same system. So in the next few minutes, what I'm going to show you is the 3 steps that you need to apply and take action. So let's move right into the next step, which is basically the 3 steps that you need to know in able to get started. So all I'm going to do here right now is I'm going to share another screen where I have a mind map, and where I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to get started. So as I mentioned before, starting an online business, it has 3 steps. So before I get started through the 3 steps, which are very simple, is plan, create, and promote, and they're all supported by these tools, I'm going to ask you to, if you have any questions, just please make them at the bottom of this video, where there is a section for it, and just please use that to ask any questions that you may have. And if I don't get to answer them at the end of this webinar, I will be happy to send you an email later on. So just make sure you put your question there, because if I don't finish them all at the end of this webinar, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you an email with your answer. Okay? So let's move right on into the plan, create, create and promote system. Okay, so the first thing that you will have to do here is to plan your business. Okay, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail, and that's the biggest problem, and that's the biggest challenge. There are a lot of people who are trying to start a business they have, because they don't do the right planning. They don't do the right planning. They don't know why they're doing it, and they don't know who are they doing it for. So it's very important that you get into the planning. The next step is create. Once you have your plan, you will know what you're creating and who are you creating it for. So in the first step in planning, you're not doing absolutely anything with your website. You're just planning it. Here, you're going to create your website and your product and your sales funnel to be able to sell this product. Promoting is basically getting the word out. It's very easy to get dragged into promoting techniques when you are just in the planning. So that's why I've separated these steps, very easy for you to follow. Okay, so the first stage, which is the planning will have 7 steps within. So the very first step is the idea development. The second step would be crafting a value offer. Then you will go into monetizing the idea, and then you're gonna create the actual business model behind it. Then you're gonna sell the idea, which is planning your sales funnel, how you're gonna get to your customer, how you're gonna talk to them, how you're gonna get them to know you, and how you're gonna get their trust for them to exchange the money they have for the value you are offering. Also setting the expectations. So we're going to create some SMART goals around your business and also plan your website. Why you don't create a website straight away? Because you don't know what you're creating it for. Why you're going to create a website if you don't even have a business model for it? So and then after that, what you're going to do is you're going to create a positioning strategy for your business and your product. Okay, so let's dig right into the idea development. So I'm gonna go through this system very quickly because this part is your special gift that you're gonna have at the end of this webinar. So you're gonna have access to the actual step-by-step process on doing it. So this particular training is only offered for the Success Path program students, and I'm going to be opening this for you that you are coming to this webinar because I find that this is the most important steps for you to follow if you really want to create an online business and you really want to succeed, and I want you to succeed. So this is why I have this idea development program opened for you that you will have access at the end of this webinar. So and then you'll craft the value offer, which is basically creating that value offer, monetizing the idea. You're going to create a sales funnel. And you go and set the expectations. You're going to create your website, plan your website, and your positioning strategy. So if you start with idea development, so you're going to have 4 steps within the idea development. This is basically the discovery process. The discovery process is where you're going to use your knowledge, experiences, talents, and skills, and you're going to check your enthusiasm about those ideas. So this is a CATS system that I've used, that I learned how to use one night when I was very overwhelmed about all what was happening, and I wanted to create my own business. I didn't know what to do, so I started looking into what I knew, what experiences I had, what talents I have, what skills I've learned over the years, and of course how was my enthusiasm as part of what I wanted to create. And I found that this is my personal experience. For you may change, but what happens is you actually know a lot of things. And you learn a lot of things throughout your life, and you don't realize how worth they are. So they actually are very important, and you can actually be helping people with those experiences or the knowledge that you have or those talents that you have. Probably there's somebody who wants to learn something that you already know, and you can make a business around them. That's all it is. All you want to do with your business is to solve a problem and to help people to solve their problems. If you can't do that, you will be in a business for the long run, not only for making money. Okay, so this is the process that you are going to follow in the next step after this webinar. So I'm going to go through this very quickly because you're going to do it step by step in there. So it's just asking. The knowledge is about asking the question, what do you know, and where did you learn it? So you're going to have to go through your past, and you're going to have a really nice ride through your memory, and being able to create, to find that knowledge and that experiences. For example, if you have a bad experience during your life, you'll probably find that if you can help somebody to overcome the same problem that you had and how you did it, you'll probably find that there's a business model in there, even you can't think about it. I found a business created around a lady who got divorced, and she created a membership website and a whole membership model around how to overcome a divorce and how to actually be happy after you finish the divorce. So you can see there is a business model around everything. So make sure you consider your experience as part of it. Also the talents. So basically here you need to think about what are you good at. For example, you're very good at writing, so you want to teach. You may be able to help people or teach people on how to write. You may be very good on how to speak to others, so you may teach people on how to be more confident when they're speaking to somebody else. So just have a look at those talents, special talents that you already have. Skills also, the difference between skills and talents is that basically the talents are natural and the skills are learned. For example, you learned something while you were in a specific job, a specific skill that you could probably teach to somebody. So think about those as well. And also in here, basically what you're going to do is you're going to go through that list and you're going to check one particular topics, 10 particular topics that you're passionate about, and you're going to put a tick on them. And you're going to do here is focusing. So you're going to narrow down those ideas, and then you're going to take 2 topics from each of the sections that you're going to narrow it down into 10 topics. And after you do that, you're going to put those topics into a how-to type of topic. Why you're going to do this? This is simple. There is an innovation technique that is actually used by big corporations, and it's using it's called the how-to approach. And it's simple. When you put something into the how-to type of topic, what you are doing is you're setting up your subconscious on trying to solve a problem. And once you start solving a problem, you will realize how many people have the same problem. And also you will start finding the solutions to that problem, which is what is going to allow you to create an online course, not just an online course, but a book or whatever it is that is gonna be the companion of that particular online course. So you're gonna be able to solve the problem in a step-by-step way, which is how we learn. Okay, so you can see how powerful this is when you put it into a how-to topic. Also, you're gonna validate this idea. So you're gonna go through different ways of understanding the market and checking that there is actually a market for your idea. A lot of the times we think, okay, this is a good idea. This is a good idea, and we just go for it. And yeah, it's great. You're taking action. And if you learn out of those, if you fail and you learn out of those failures, that's the best thing. That's the best experience that you could have had in your life. But the problem is, if you do that, you're gonna be really wasting time when you could have done it before realizing that there was a market or there wasn't a market for it. So the ways you do this online is to do a keyword research, which is basically finding the words that are used in Google to make a search, for example. So it's basically, so what is a keyword? A keyword is a set of words that people use to search in Google or in a search engine, any search engine, and they will determine your market and even a niche market within the market. So niche market means basically a market within your market, a smaller market, targeted market that you could probably target to instead of going with the broad market. So which a lot of the times is much better, a lot more profitable. And it's part of what we do in the Success Path program. We'll go through this step in deep in the next step, which is when you start crafting your value offer. So this is a very quick overview of going into the market and finding how many searches are in Google and if you will have a market for a product or not. Then there are multiple tools. One of them is a keyword planner from Google. You can create an AdWords account and you would have access to the keyword planner tool. Also, you can use keywordspy.com or alexa.com. You basically type your keywords and it's going to give you all the competition that is going to be in there and the different numbers around the amount of searches of competition. And there are also different paid tools which are like Micro Niche Finder, for example, or Market Samurai. In my opinion, I use a lot of the times the free tools, and I also use Market Samurai, which is a very, very powerful tool for researching. Even though it's paid, it not only helps you with keyword research, but also with content, and which is something very, very important in your side, which is basically how you're going to get the people to know you. And we'll get to that later within the webinar. But basically, you'll go here and find how many searches, amount of searches and competition of your market. So if there is a lot of searches but there's no competition, that means this is not probably a good keyword. This is probably an informational keyword instead of a business keyword, and that's why it's not targeted by advertising. So make sure you check that as well. The other thing that you want to do is to find the typical questions asked. Why you want to do this? Because as I said before, you want to solve a problem. The only way to solve a problem is to know what the questions are asked about that problem. And once you find those questions, you will be able to answer them with your product and with your business. So the tools that you can use here is the forums, Quora, Quora.com. There's a paid tool called Isosoft Easy Answers. You can go into Yahoo, Google Questions, and all these kind of things. So then you're gonna find some experts around the topic. If there is an expert on the topic, that means there is a market for it, and that you can target those experts later on to help you promote your business. And so after you do all this step by step, what you're going to do is a final check. So you're going to find if you are passionate about it, if you can work on this topic for a long time, if there is a market for the product, if there was enough subject matter experts, if your course and ebook, if actually is creating a solution of a problem, and also if you actually answer yes to any, answer no to any of them, and so you will have an idea to get it started. So this process that we just finished, the idea development, what it is you're going to have access to all these plus worksheets in the next step at the end of this webinar. So and that's why I didn't go into the detail of explaining you each one of the steps, because you're going to be able to do it in the next section if you decide to go there. So far you have an idea. Pretty much you already check it, you have a market, and you're going to craft your value offer. So basically you're going to find the value for those people, and you're going to determine who you're going to be talking to. So in here we're going to go deep into the target market. So you're going to start finding exactly what kind of people you're talking about. I'm talking about demographics. I'm talking about numbers. I'm talking about making sure that is the actual answer, that you are answering that question. Make sure that you're solving the problem to the broad market or to the niche market, or exactly what is your topic and who you're going to be talking to. Also, what you're going to do here as well, you need to understand your competitors. What is the solution that they are offering? What is their offer? What are they doing wrong so you can do it better? What are they doing extremely well so you can actually go above? And how they position themselves. So basically, what are their marketing methods? So they have a podcast, they have videos, they do YouTube, they do Facebook, they do anything that you could think of. What marketing methods they use. And also customer service. Customer service, a lot of the times, it's a very, very good differentiator, because you can create the same business, the same online course, and everything the same thing around it, but you can have a customer service side of it in which they will be able to ask you questions personally, for example, or you will be able to have a membership side in which they will be able to catch up with you from time to time. So find out all those points. Remember that competition is vital. So you want to offer a solution, and you want to find at least 3 people that you will be able to study against them. Also, what is their offer? What I was saying before. So what products or service they have. They're offering an online course or they are not, and what value proposition they have. Also, what are they doing wrong? This is very, very important, what I was saying before, so you can do it better. What they're doing extremely well, you have to match and exceed their expectations. So how they position themselves, blogging, podcasts, videos. How many videos are you going to make? Are you going to make more videos than them? Are you going to make different videos? Explainer videos. Are you going to make something different once you get into the promotion? That's why it's very, very important to understand what they're doing. And the customer service. So the last step is determining your product, creating your product. And this is what is going to help you create your value proposition. So remember that a product must solve, and I can stress this hard enough, that a product must solve or complements a solution. And the solution must be as part of your product. So analyze your competition products. So what are the current products, improved products, and how can you make it better? So if you already have a business, for example, you already have an idea, what are those products that you are thinking of, and how can you improve them, understanding what your competitors are doing, and also what other products you could be creating around it, and which products you could be creating that solve a sub problem of the main problem, which is a sub niche of this problem. Also, a unique value proposition. This is very, very important. You need to differentiate yourself, and you have 3 seconds to convince somebody when they land into your website that they are interested in you. So make them count, and the only way to do that is to have a clear, unique value proposition. That's why in here you're not doing anything else. You're not creating a website. You're not doing anything. This is all offline because you don't have a unique value proposition yet. So you can't create a website without it, because you don't know what are the words that you're going to be including in there. What's your logo going to look like? What are the colors around it? All those kind of things that are around your unique value proposition. You need to be able to communicate that if you're going to use a designer to tell them, this is what I want to see. Okay, and that's all around it, because you're creating all this for your customers. You're not creating it for yourself. Okay, and I'm very hard sometimes on this, because people create websites because they look nice for them, but actually the customer are the ones who, they are the judges of your work. This is not for you, it's for them. Always remember, the person that you have to ignore here is yourself. Always look outside. Okay, so we're gonna move here into the creating that unique value proposition. So remember that this needs to be very, very short and to the point, as I said before. So it's 3 seconds that you have to convince these people. They need to remember it, at least to the point that they will remember your website and come back sometime later. Also, you will have an emotional connection, solve their needs, clearly say why you're different. The benefits, always benefit driven, and the product features. So you kind of start thinking about what are your products. So the online course, what other features you're going to have a part of, a video training, or combined with an ebook, for example. Okay, so the next step is monetizing your idea. So far you have an idea, you have a value proposition or a value offer crafted, and now you're going to monetize that idea. So to monetize that idea, why, another of the reasons that we are going to focus in here is about online courses or information products itself, is because this is the real asset of your business. As I was saying before, you don't focus on affiliate marketing. You probably can become an authority in affiliate marketing and certainly make a lot of money, because a lot of people, they've made a lot of money promoting others products, so they don't need to create it themselves. But at the end of the day, your product is the real asset of a business. So if you see great corporations, some big corporations that they created over time, for example, you look at Apple. This is probably a cliche example, but if you see these guys, they're Their actual product is not creating iPhones. The actual product is the information, the innovation behind it, and being innovative enough for people to be relevant to people, and that people actually have the prestige of using an Apple iPhone, for example, or an iPad, and they will feel as a prestigious person just by using their items. So what you want to do here, once you have that idea, you divide it into topics, and this is gonna be leading into solving your customer's problem. As this is always the example I give. Think of a Lego system, of a Lego game, of a Lego blocks, and you're putting one at a time. And once you finish, you are gonna have this beautiful castle that you're gonna be able to deliver to your customers. And you're gonna deliver this on ebooks, and you're gonna be delivering this on video courses, and basically packaging it into a membership site. Why do you want to do this? People want to belong. People want to be able to download something. People want to know you. People want to hear you. People want to see you. People want to have a membership feeling. Why people pay for memberships? Because they want to belong. We as humans, our history as human beings, we are social animals. And as a social animals, we want to belong to a social group. So that's why membership sites always do so well. And you want to use affiliate marketing as a collateral income. So choose products that complement yours, that you have used before and you use actually as a part of your business. And you will get a commission percentage of it. So there's another revenue stream into your business. And companies that you can use ClickBank or JVZoo or ShareSale, and there's multiple companies in there, but these two are probably the main that I use. Also, you must be able to sell that idea. So we already planned the product. You already have an idea. You crafted your value offer. You're thinking of how to monetize it, and you started working into the step-by-step system that you're going to be creating. Now is the time to plan how to sell it. The way you're going to plan how to sell it is creating a sales funnel, and you're going to start creating a list. The list building system that you're going to be creating. So list building is basically grabbing an email address from your from your potential customers, and you're going to do this using squeeze pages, basically an opt-in page where they will be able to enter the name and email address, and you're going to do this giving them away something, giving them value, so they will be able to meet you, understand who you are, and then after that they will go into a sales page and potentially buy your product. So the way you do this is with email autoresponder systems. So it's an automated system that once it's set up, it just creates the same repetition and the same experience for each one of your potential customers. If you see offline businesses, a lot of the times they fail. It's because you go to a restaurant, for example, you go today to a restaurant, you had a great experience, and then when you leave, they never ask you for your email address or another way to contact you, or anything like that. And if they are lucky, you'd actually be coming back to this restaurant. That's if you don't forget about it. Right? I mean, if the experience was just normal enough. So if you have an email autoresponder system or a list building system, they will be able to get that sale happening. You will be able to send these follow-up emails for them to remember you, and that's what we want. That's why you want to have a sales funnel for them to be able to remember you. So you're going to be offering value instead of just presented or just offers. Why do you want to do only value at first and then from time to time sending offers? Because you want them to know you. You don't sell, nobody buys at the first time. Even you go into a shop, you shop around first, and then you probably come back to the first one again when you go to the shopping mall. So never expect that they're going to buy at the first time. That's why follow-up is so important. That is the most important thing when you're trying to close a sale, and it's the follow-up. It's trying to understand what they're doing, trying to understand that they are trying to see if they understood what your business is about and you're solving their need. And if you are not, probably they just move on. But if they do, they will probably stay. So the channels that you can do to sell your idea, so it's basically direct sales or affiliate sales, so you can get some affiliates for your own to promote your business, and you could probably have joint ventures opportunities with other people that you meet on the way. So so far we have the idea, you crafted the value offer, you know, you're starting to monetize it, so you know what's the product and how it's going to be crafted, and you set up your sales funnel, so you already have your sales funnel ready and going, and you already have the plan, step-by-step plan on how to capture that email, where is it going, what is your giveaway, and then you're going to set up some expectations. So in here, it's all about creating smart goals. So smart goals are goals that are specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and time-bound. Why smart goals are so important? We as human beings, we are driven by results, and we are driven by achieving something. So the more specific your goal is, and the more measurable your goal is, and then you will be more likely to take action. And then if it is realistic enough, you will complete it within the time that you set it up for. So this is why it's so important. So basically you want it as specific as possible. So if you are planning to sell 10 copies of or 10 places on your online course, or 10 different copies of your online course, so make that your goal. So your goal would be 10 copies of my online course, for example, by X date, so that you have your time bound, so you know that it's going to be realistic accordingly to your efforts. And to make it realistic, you're going to be able to take actions. If you don't take action, you won't be able to achieve that goal. And measurable, so how you're going to measure that you sold 10 copies? So it's basically by your revenue, or how many people are in your membership site, or how many people join your course. So the other way you can do this, for example, you can set goals only for sales. You can set goals for your sales funnel. So how many people are going to come in through your sales funnel to be able to get that 10 sales a month or a week that you want to achieve. So that's setting up your expectations. After you do that, you will be able to start planning your website. So far, you already have your idea. You crafted your value offer. So you know how your website may look like and who you're going to be intending your website for. And also, you have all the other components of the sales funnels already ready for you to get started. So your website, once it's planned, you will be able to create this very, very, very quickly, which is the next steps that we are going to be following. And that's why planning, it takes so much time. So this is probably 70 to 80% of the time that is going to take you to create your online business. You should spend it on the planning before you move into creating a website or doing anything else. Okay. So basically, what are the objectives of a website? A website is your online hub. Is where you are going to hang out, where people can contact you, where people can meet you, where people can know how you write. Because people are going to know how you look like, because they're going to see videos, pictures of you. And people are going to be able to contact you because there are going to be all your social media buttons. There are going to be all your email addresses and all the other contact details that you may have for them to contact you on. And also, this is a dynamic page that potential customers can get to know you to a degree. So you can be changing things. You're going to be posting content and all these kind of things. So they were going to see a new you every week, and they will know you in a deeper way, and they will be able to create that trust on you to be able to deliver the value that you have for them. So there's only two main objectives on our website, and really is to position yourself as an expert and to convert your visitors into fans and customers. That's all you want to do in there. You don't want to do anything else. So make those primary goals for your website and you will be good to go. Also, why planning a website? You want to make it specific. You want to plan your website to be very, very specific and go to you with your unique value proposition. Also, the website is going to have a blog, and the blog is basically where you're going to be sharing all the information and all the value that you have for your audience and making it the way that they're going to meet you. So this also creates raving fans, and that's why it's so important to have a blog, because they're going to be waiting for you and your next post. So what to include into your planning is the type, the analytics, choosing a domain, web pages count, the footer, special features, advertising, categories, headers, sidebars, etc. So it's basically capturing all the information that you already have while you were creating your unique value proposition and your idea and your product, and just putting it all together for somebody to do it, for either do it for you or you do it yourself. Also, the positioning strategy, which is the next step, is very, very important, because this will also determine few features that you're going to be including into your website. So the positioning strategy is basically the ways of communication that you're going to have, and it's mainly two versions. One is the internal communication, and the other one is the external. Basically, internal is within your website, so you want to have a forums, a Q&A portion on your website, and you're going to have external communication as well, which is basically social media, comments, and email marketing, etc. And also, you will have the medium, which is what we were saying before. The medium is how you're going to share that content that you're about to create. So content creation is one of the most important things that you have to do within your website, within your business itself. So the whole business is gonna pivot around content. So you're gonna have content in video or audio or writing, which is the three ways that people actually consume content. And that's what they do in the internet. They consume information, they consume content. That's the only way you will be able to get to them if you want for an online business. So social media is Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and social media are basically amplifiers of that information that you have to share and the message that you have to share with your audience. Also, content creation, you're going to be in here. And this step is part of the positioning, which is what you're going to do. You're going to be creating a content editorial calendar. How many blog posts you're going to create, how many podcasts, how many videos, and what about social media. Also, you want to measure the results before you move into the create portion of the process. So far, you have done the whole planning. So you have your idea, you crafted your value offer, you will know how to monetize it, you created your sales funnel, you have your SMART goals, so you're ready to go. You plan your website, and you created your content editorial, and you have what content you're going to be sharing and how you're going to position yourself on the internet. Now, this is our second step, which is creating all what we plan. Basically, is just getting it done here. So in here, this goes very, very quickly, simply because you already created what you had to do. Okay? So you already have the full plan on what is happening. So a lot of the times, if you outsource part of this thing or part of this process, you could do this in less than a week. So the most important thing is that you spend time doing the first step. Once you have your plan, the rest can be outsourced very, very, very easily. So creating a website is basically just going into buying your domain, connecting it to your hosting account. If you're not familiar with this, I have some content within my website at 3stepsbusiness.com, where you can find out a little bit more about these topics if you're not very, very familiar with them. How to use WordPress. WordPress is your platform where you're going to be creating your blogs, where you're going to be creating your website. Why WordPress? Simply because it's a blog, it's a website, it's free to use, and it has an endless opportunities for you to customize. Also, you can use themes that is gonna optimize your website in terms of design, and you're gonna be using some plugins. Plugins are basically small parts of codes that you can use into WordPress without knowing any development skills or anything like that. So the product, basically, you're gonna have two stages on creating your product. So you're gonna have to create an ebook or a guide that is going to be what the people they're going to be able to download when they get into your website. So they will be going through your online course, and they're going to be downloading some guides and some ebooks that is going to be supporting this particular ebook. And as part of this, you're going to be creating a quick guide, very easily to do, that you're going to use as your main way to capture those emails and get them through your sales funnel. There are also another ways, which is creating webinars, as we are doing here today, to get them into your sales funnel and to get them to trust you and to understand what you're doing. So also is packaging and branding. So you will know all this from your unique value proposition. So the plan is very, very important. Here we are just getting through it. So the second stage is creating your membership site, creating your video course, your packaging, your branding, etc. And the last step is writing all the sales funnels. So it's writing your sales page, removing the objections of why they wouldn't buy from you, tell them why they need to buy from you, what they need, why they're solving, how are you solving their problem. And also you are going to have some email autoresponders behind it, so they will be able to know you through email, and you're going to be creating those follow-ups after they will have your gift part of the opt-in page when they sign up, and which is going to lead basically into a sales page. Okay, so that's basically the creation process. So as you can see, it goes very, very, very quickly and easily once you have all the plan done. So the last step is promoting. Promoting is easy once you have all set up, everything set up. So when you start promoting your business, you actually start promoting from the beginning. You start telling people what you're doing, and so they will know. You start creating a buzz around it, and you're going to be creating a launch for your particular product and your business. And that's why it's so important that you have these 10 experts that you found during the very first step, which is the idea generation step. And you will be able to just reach out and talk to them, and let them know that you're creating a product, and they'll probably be interested even to review it before you finalize it, and you start going through the whole process. So basically, promoting. So you can have paid advertising, you can have webinars, you can have you're going to be doing SEO, which is search engine optimization, which you could do very easily once you start creating videos in YouTube, because YouTube is owned by Google, so it's very easy to rank in Google with a particular set of keywords which you already analyzed, because YouTube is part of Google, so they're just sort of blend in the search, and they actually give a lot more weight for YouTube videos because they are part of the same company. So also social media, video marketing, email marketing, guest posting, and all these kind of tools and all these kind of content creation that you're going to be going through once you start working on your business. So here are all the tools that you're going to be using for your business. So it's basically a domain, hosting, a theme, plugins for that particular website, plugins like SEO, sales page themes, email autoresponders. You're going to be creating a membership site, so you have a specific plugin membership site for it. So you're going to have project management tools. You're going to learn to do mind mapping like this, so you'll be able to explain your audience what you're talking about. And you will know video hosting for videos, software, the gear that you will use for videos, for example, what I'm using right now, microphone, lighting, webcam, and all these kind of things. So everything is part of an investment on your business. However, the investment, if you compare this to an offline business, the investment is very, very, very low. And not just the investment, but the risk, because if it happens that the idea wasn't the right idea for you and you didn't succeed, you can actually, so the learning is already there. Plus, it's not just that, you can actually just revamp your website with a new unique value proposition and just change the theme, change the colors, change the unique value proposition. You just go back to the top of this process and you just walk your way down. So this is how it works on how to start an online business. And these are the tools that you're going to be using as part of your business. So there you have it. That's your process to start your own business. 3 steps: plan, create, and promote, supported by tools, which are all part of the infrastructure of your business. So that brings us to the end of this webinar. But before we go, I wanted to just talk to you again and ask you if you have any questions, and just please go ahead and ask your questions in the section below this video, because it's very important for you to do that. And once we finish this video, what we are going to do is you're going to be redirected into a new page where you're going to be able to not just get the downloads of this particular webinar, which you already have here below, but you're going to be able to opt in for the idea generation bootcamp. So as you saw in the system, the whole process works from plan, create, and promote. And what I'm going to give you in the next step is just access to the planning, the very first step at the top, which is the idea generation and the idea development process. Once you have all this, you will be able to go through crafting your value proposition, monetizing your idea, and so on in the whole system. As I said before, this system works for absolutely everything. As you can see, the internet revolution has brought to us a very great opportunity for everybody to create their online business. So probably the first question that you will have, as I was saying from the beginning, is how I can start an online course or an online business on. And that's what you're going to find out in the next section. So make sure you actually opt into that idea generation bootcamp, because in that idea generation bootcamp you will not only get to know what is your idea and how to get about it and actually validating it with the market, but you will also get a special offer to join the Success Path program. In the Success Path program, all we do is taking you through this process that you just saw here, step by step, on from creating that idea up to how to promote it and how to create a launch for your business, how to create your sales pages, how to do all these kind of things in a hand-holding type of way with download worksheets. We know that one of the most difficult things is to take action. That's why everything on the training and the Success Path program, you will be able to download the action sheets or worksheets you will be able to complete as you go, and all the training will be given to you in a hand-holding way, a step-by-step way for you to succeed. That's what I'm interested in here, to see you succeed, and that's what I'm going to be working towards. So thank you very much for being in this webinar, because it was really awesome to see you here today. Please, the questions just here below, I'm going to be answering them at the end of this webinar. I'm going to be responding to you one by one on your email addresses. That's why it's so important to enter your email address there, so I'll be able to contact you back. And that's the way you can create your online business, and that's the way you can take advantage of the internet revolution. So make sure you take action. That's the most important thing of everything. Always take action. You know what is the difference between successful and unsuccessful people? Is that the successful people, they actually took action. The unsuccessful people, they found an excuse to not to take action. Right now, you don't have any excuse. You have the total blueprint to get started. And I want to leave, before I go, I want to leave you with a phrase from Seth Godin, which is you probably don't know him, but he's a very important person in not just online marketing, but in general entrepreneurship initiatives. And he actually says this. And before I leave, I want to show you this image, and then I get back here and say goodbye and finalize the webinar. So remember, the easiest thing is to react. So when you lose your job, it's very easy to react and then try to find another job, and to respond. So that will be your response. Try to find another job. But the hardest thing is to initiate. Why is the hardest thing? Because we don't know how to do it. And this is all I'm showing you here, how to do it. So you don't have any excuses anymore, because I'm showing you exactly here what to do. So the next step, easy step, just at the end of this video, put your email address, your name and email address in, and get into the idea generation bootcamp. After that, you may decide if you want to go through the process and create a successful online business with us, or you just want to continue your life as it is. So thank you very much for watching. And I know it was a little bit over time. I was trying to fit as much information as I could within the webinar, but I'm pretty sure this was valuable, and that was the aim, to share some value with you and spend valuable time learning valuable things. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next step. Bye-bye.